Yay, my Colorverse Colorvent Calendar is here. Poor things traveled all the way from Korea, South Korea to be specific. I did incur a bit of customs fees, but it was quite less compared with what the fees would have been if I had procured it from the United States. India Post did reroute it to the wrong location, but it did land. Hopefully everything in the order is also in there. And open sesame. Oh, we have another box inside. Yeah, that was just the outer cardboard of the Colorvent ink calendar, and I've ordered 6 separate inks. Well, I'm hoping it's 6. I need to check my order list. It might have been less or more. Let me see. Da-da-da-da. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, so I ordered 6 additional inks, and this is the Colorvent calendar for 2025. Looks like 18 is a bit opened already. Let's go through all of these inks one by one. Sorry, 2 hours later, I'm back from my day job to open this up, and I realized that it doesn't have an open and close situation anywhere else. The box is quite glued together, and the doors are the only way for you to properly access the inks without breaking open the entire box. Okay, sneak peek here. Her red is on 18. Let's just do this door by door. So let's get into opening the Colorvent calendar. We'll do some swatches along the way. So at number 1, oh god, these are not as easy as I thought they would be to open. Martian dust. Okay, looks like a reddish orange kind of color. Oh, they were snugly packed in. Okay, so that's Martian dust. Okay, what we're going to do with each of them is swatch them on one of these ink drop color swatch cards by Wearingeul, and also do a round swab side by side on the MD Midori notebook that I have. So here we go with Martian dust. Oh, that's tight. I'm using my Colorverse shuttle nib, and I'll do the Wearingeul card first. Dippity dip. Okay, I would say this is very brown. It's probably a brick red or a reddish brown. Okay, so going to number 2. Number 2's right here at the bottom. Looks like it's already partially been opened for my sake. Ooh, a pollen. Right, so this would be dusty yellow, I'm guessing. Right. Ooh, that's a nice yellow. I would say that would be a legible yellow. Yes, definitely very legible. Moving on to number 3. It's a rebus crater. I hope I'm saying that right. I'll have to look that up on Google. And it looks to be a gray color. Right. So let's swatch it. Okay, it is a pale gray. I feel it might be a duochrome ink. I can see a hint of pink in there. Or maybe not. Don't see much on the swatch card, but you really never do see on these swatch cards. Well, they did hint on the label with fine pink lines, so I'm guessing that's the hint of pink that we see on the gray. And that's the swatch card. I do see a hint of pink on this as well, now that it's drying a bit. Moving on to number 4. Oh, that was easy. That was the only one that was easy. So this one's called Milky Sea. Right, and it's a glistening ink. Oh, I need to shake that well. So I think it's a dark blue ink with light blue glitter. If we really do believe that the labels are really indicative of the ink. Shake, shake, shake. Right, time for the swatch. So glitter does show up better once the swatch dries. Probably I should have stirred it up once more before doing this, but it's okay. Right, let's dip my shuttle nib in it. So this one is called Milky Sea. So even before the swatch has dried, you can see a lot of the glitter. I think that's quite nice. Moving on to number 6. So that's number 6. Okay, another blue. Sun Grazing Comet. So this one has a dark blue on, red on dark blue. I don't know if it's a duochrome, so let's see. Sun Grazing Comet. I like this kind of blue. It's a very bright blue. It looks like a good shader. And that's the swatch card. And I just remembered that I skipped over 5. I forgot to open 5, and I did 6 before 5. So let's get to 5. So 5 is over here, and it's called The Void. Probably a black color. Oh, struggle again. There you go. So Sun Gazing Comet here, it's showing a bit of reddish pink sheen, and that's why probably the label had a bit of pinky red in it. And let's get to the Void now. Okay, so the Void looks pretty blue in the bottle. I don't know why, but yeah, let's see how it looks like once it dries. Oops, circle's a bit bigger. Well, it is an extremely dark ink. Let's see how the one swatch looks like. Right, you can barely make out that white line over there. yeah, so that's the void. That's number 5, and let's take a look at it once it's dried. And I didn't notice it, but there's the description of what the void is over here. So we have a description of sun grazing comet, and of course number 4, the Milky Sea, number 1, Martian dust, number 2, Apollon, and number 3, Erebus crater here. So Erebus crater is on Mars, and it says that the Opportunity once sent a photo from a wind-carved greenish crater, and that is the Erebus crater. Okay, so that's cool. Moving on to number 7. Okay, so that's 7. LGM. So LGM is a rhythmic signal arrived from space, and it stands for Little Green Men. Okay. So yes, let's do a swab. Okay, very, very pale green. I don't imagine this would be legible in every nib size. Oh yeah, it's kind of pale, but it is apt, you know. Of course, Colorverse does all these space-related inks, so it's always good to have weird inks. Right. Well, let's be honest, it is drying a bit darker than it went on. Maybe it's not that bad. It is a pretty color though. Now at 8, we have Snow Angel. Looks to be a pale pink, a rosy color. Here we go with Snow Angel. Yes. So this is definitely a dusty pink, which will join the ranks of Rui Dianca, oh, probably butchered that, Wilted Rose, Cashmere Rose, Aphrodite, what else? Opera Rose. I should probably do a comparison of all these rosy inks, dusty rose inks. While I was yapping, it started to dry a bit more brown. Well, that wasn't correct. I think my perspective just changed. At number 9, we have Morning Frost on Mars. And what exactly is this? They're calling it a Gleamix. Is this like one of the glitter additives that you can put in? So it comes with a pipette. Right. Gleamix. Add a small amount to standard ink to achieve a shimmering effect. Okay, now, so Colorverse has joined the glitter potion bandwagon, and it is a pretty neat color. Almost close to Snow Angel that we've seen. So yeah, pinky, slightly brownish, whitish glitter. You might think I shouldn't do this, but of course I'm definitely going to swatch this as well. So this is called Morning Frost on Mars, and I wish it were visible on most papers on its own because it's kinda neat. So that's the shimmer, if you're able to see it. I'm pretty sure you're not able to completely read my words, maybe that NO from number 9. So 10 is in field. Let's take it out. is called Flame Nebula. Orion as in Orion the Hunter, I'm guessing. So Flame Nebula, I don't know, probably belongs to Orion the Hunter. Right. Oh, I must seem so ignorant. Just winging the whole set like this. Okay, it's an orange. It's a bit dull. It's closer to the shades of orange that we see on the front design of the ink vent. Oh, I shouldn't have done a double pass on it. Right. Okay, so that's Flame Nebula. We also have number 11 in frame, so I'm not zooming out again. And we have something called Blue Hole. Okay, so a blue hole. Whoa, that did not help me get the definition of a blue hole. So this is Blue Hole. I forgot to hit the record button and I've already done the swatch, and I was telling particularly nobody that I felt that this blue was very pale and sort of reminded me of crystal blue from Octopus Fluids. Did I press record and it didn't get recorded, or did I press pause? I don't know. Do I need to cut this video later? Let's see. So that's Blue Hole, a little more up close. This also does remind me a little bit of Dokdo, which is also by Colorverse. It has that fine yellowish tinge to it in the middle. So does Robinson Crusoe by Wearingeul, but this is definitely much lighter than both of them. Moving on to number 12, we have Blood Falls, which are related to Antarctica, just by the description of what's written here. Right, let's take a look at the ink. Let's do the swatch card first for this one. Ooh. Somehow reminds me of Diamine Oxblood. I should have named this channel All Colors, because I kind of like all colors. That's why I buy everything. Oh no. Okay, number 12. Blood Falls. It hasn't dried completely yet, but it's kind of similar to Martian Dust. You know, once it started drying. These are the two swatch cards side by side. I think this is a bit more deeper. Well, inks do tend to look a lot different once they dry, so whatever comments I've made on them while they were still wet probably will not hold good. So at number 13, which has already been opened up because it had a rough plane ride. Okay, yes. So this is Golden Mist. I'm assuming it's a pale yellow. It does look quite similar to the color on the package art. Okay, so here's Golden Mist. This reminds me of Studio Ink 173 by Sailor. I know it sort of turns pink and orange and other colors, but it just reminded me of that. And this one also looks like it's turning a bit pink. Oh wait, hello. So it's yellow with a few pink lines here and there, so probably another duochrome ink. We'll have to see it once it dries. I know it's extremely pale, but I actually really like it. I like the pink and yellow duochrome. And no, it's not exactly like the Studio 173. That is much more oranger. Moving on to number 14, which is also partially opened. Ta-da! Maven Mission. The first purple of the calendar. I'm assuming there would be more, given that there are 24 colors, or 25, I have no idea. Wait, it is an even number, so there are going to be 24. So let's take a look at Maven Mission. Right. Oops. Okay. Right. So this is a nice Tyrian purple. I mean, I call this Tyrian purple. I don't know if it really is Tyrian purple. It's definitely not like diamine Tyrian purple. That's nowhere near what I feel Tyrian purple is like. It's a nice purple. I'd give you that. Not too blue, not too red. And it's called Maven Mission. Or I probably was supposed to write all caps for that. Just a second for you to catch that. Let's look at number 15. Maven Mission had a bit of sheen, and we can discuss that towards the end while we look at all the other swatches. And number 15 is called Follow the Water, and that's a phrase related to Martian exploration. Martian exploration. Did I just say Marshall? Oh my god. This is a glistening ink. It's gonna take me a while. I think this is some ochre colored ink with green shimmer, I guess. Okay, let's unscrew that. Ooh, that's nice. Yes, definitely nice. Feels like a cross between Valse Marinaris and Duststorm, also by Colorverse. It's still not yet dry, but you can make out a lot of the shimmer. I think this one's gorgeous. In general, I would say I'm not a big fan of inks, so I'm not raving much more. So the next one is Polar Light. Looks to be a pale purple. I see pink lines again. Maybe this is another duochrome. Right, Polar Night. It is very, very pale. I'd say we got a couple of pale inks in this Colorvent. A handful of them. I think Colorvent people want us to draw more than we write. Or maybe it's one of those inks that deepens once it dries. Polar Night. And we were on number 16. Okay. So yes, my guess was right. This is a duochrome ink, or chroma shading in whatever you want to call it. You can see both the purple and the pink, and it is quite nice, albeit a little pale. Okay, so 17's next, and we have something called Diamond Planet, and it's blue with pink lines. Is this going to be another sheening ink, another blue sheening ink? I hope not. Okay, Diamond Planet, blue ink. Is it a sheener? let's find out. Oh, it's not gonna sheen that well if I don't lay it on thick. Okay, that's that. This is called Diamond Planet. It's definitely duller than Sun Grazing Comet. I would compare this to Rikka by Iroshizuku, whereas a Sun Gazing Comet is probably a bit more closer to Konpeki, although it's a bit darker than that. Diamond Planet, and this was number 17. So no red sheen so far, so maybe I was just reading into the labels too much, or maybe it will end up with a fine sheen later on, in which case you're not supposed to call it a sheening ink anyway. So I was wrong about this one. Back to 18, the one that was already wide open when we cut open the packaging, and this is Red Aurora. Okay, let's swatch it. Ta-da. Should I be reading into things? This label has a little bit of, it's not metallic gold, but gold-esque lines. Is this going to be a red with gold sheen? If I get this one wrong, I'm just gonna stop guessing. I will not waste your time anymore. You can just watch this video rather than listen to what's happening. Okay, so that was Red Aurora. I feel that this is a brilliantly bright red. I like it a lot, but I don't know if it will stay this bright once it dries. So that's Red Aurora. Okay, so I wasn't entirely wrong. It does have a slight golden sheen at the edges, only slight. It's not a sheening ink, but it does have gold sheen. Okay, now moving to 19. Cosmic Reef. Ooh, they're making me work. Ouch. All right. So it looks like this is a dark green ink. It has red lines on it. I've not seen a green ink with red sheen, or have I? No, the Brothers Karamazov by Wearingeul is a green ink with red sheen. So yeah, I have seen a green ink with red sheen. So let's see what this one actually is. Most of the times I don't shake the ink bottle unless it's a shimmer ink. I should probably do that. Ooh, okay, this is laying down blue as just like Sabi Midori would, and I'm assuming it dries a lot more greener. I like inks that are like Sabi Midori, but they often have a lot of blue in them, and we usually do see red sheen in that kind of a situation. Let's see how green this turns out to be in a couple of seconds. So that was Colorverse Cosmic Reef, number 19 in the Colorvent, and within the past few seconds, by the time I wrote Cosmic Reef, Colorverse, Colorvent, and number 19, it did turn into a deep dark green, and there is a faint sheen at the edge. There's a lot more sheen on the swab on the Midori as expected. Sheen shows a better on fountain pen friendly paper rather than swatch card. And let's move on to number 20. So number 20 is sort of somewhere in the middle of the pack. Oh, yes. Oh, and this is a glistening ink. It's called Golden Air Glow. I think it's a greenish brown ink with, well, golden glitter. Right, let's swatch it. So let's go for a Golden Air Glow. Golden. The K-pop demon hunters. Gotta be golden. We going up, up, up. It's our moment. So this is a very deep brown, and we'll have to look at how the glitter is once it's a bit more dry. Okay. Golden Air Glow. You can actually see a lot of the glitter already. Oh, I don't think the camera's picking it up well enough. Ta-da! No? Yeah, in a certain angle. Move it. Yes. At least some of it. But it's actually much more shimmering in person. Right, so that's Golden Air Glow. That was number 20. Okay, so I can't find 21. Let's see. We go one by one. Okay, there it was. Silly me. Oopsie daisy. And it's a pink. It's called Pink Salt. Whoa. I'm assuming it's going to be a very pale pink, since they've been doing a lot of pale colors. Oh, the struggle is real. The struggle is real. Right, so this is how the bottle looks like. Okay, Pink Salt. Okay, this reminds me a little of Hana Ikada from the Pilot Irushizoku line, but I think it's a bit more orangey, so a bit closer to Sakura Mori from Sailor. I'll just use both hands and whisk it with the bottle. Okay, it's a very pale ink. Does it shade at all? I'm running out of battery. I have 5% battery. So that's Pink Salt. On to number 22. We have it at the bottom. Ta-da, that's there. Is this a blue? I think this is a blue. Oh, half of this video is just me struggling to open packets. Sojourner. Let me see. It was the first rover that set foot on Mars and introduced humanity to the Red Planet. Okay, so let's see how this swatches up. Right, so on the MD Midori paper, I can't make out what this is. I don't know what color this is. Is this blue? Is this dark purple? I have no idea. So I'm just gonna try to use most of it on the top. Is this a dark purple? Is it? Is it blue? Is it purple? I'm sorry, folks. I mean, looking at the stain on my tissue, it is definitely at least a bit blue, but I guess it's definitely a bit purple as well. Well, what would you call this color? And in the meantime, let's look at number 23 while you take your time to decide what you want to call it. And here we have something that's called Luna Black. Right, so this is going to be black, but is it going to be something special? Here we are with the Luna Black. Okay, it's not as dark as the Void. It's a bit gray. I wouldn't call it black per se. Or maybe I should, because the ink is named black. It's a bit like Pearl Noir, or even one of the Kohl inks, the Kohl Noir ink by Monteverde. Yeah, something similar to that. So Luna Black. Yeah, not much to talk about. Well, maybe it does have properties that are worth talking about, and I just don't know what they are because I don't know much about it. Maybe it's a pigment ink or something else. But let's just get on to 24, the last ink of this calendar. It's a glistening ink. It's called Winter Wonderland. And yeah, so I'm expecting this to be a turquoise-esque ink. Oh, but it has blue shimmer. I thought it would have pink shimmer because there were pink lines on the label, and maybe not. Or maybe it's a duochrome glitter, who knows. Let's swatch it. So here we are with Winter Wonderland. Nice turquoise, really nice. Okay, a bit more here, and we'll give it a couple of seconds to dry so that we can see the shimmer. And that's a close-up look of all the shimmer. So it's blue on blue. Okay guys, so that was everything in the Colorvent 2025 calendar. I'm just gonna pick a number randomly and go with that color to label the work. Okay, where is it stopping? Well, I didn't like Sojourner. That's the one thing that I didn't like because I didn't figure out which color it was. Let's do this again. Oops. Okay. It's rigged. It's completely rigged. But, you know, let's just go with number 1 because it's quite far away from the place where I need to put the headline on. So, yeah. Colorvent 2025 calendar, oops, by Colorverse. So that was the video, guys. No, it wasn't. Sorry, I need to show you the close-ups. So Martian Dust is a reddish brown with a bit of a black sheen, and that was number 1. Then we had a golden yellow Apollon at number 2. We had a greenish color with pink chroma shading, and it's similar to Amamamoi, I guess, or Ayami from Sailor, and it's called Erebus Crater. Then we have a glittery ink, a shimmer ink called Milky Sea, which is dark blue with light blue shimmer. Then we have Sun Grazing Comet. It's a bright blue with pinkish red sheen. Then we have a very, very dark black called The Void. Might be a pigment ink, I don't know. Then we have LGM, Little Green Man. which is quite similar to Hotarubi from Iroshizuku Pilot Inks line. I guess it's a limey green. Then there's Snow Angel, a dusty rose kind of color. And then we have Morning Frost on Mars, which is a glitter potion that you can mix with any of the inks. It has a pale pink iridescent glitter in it, and it is quite lovely actually. Then we have Flame Nebula, dusty orange, which matches the artwork on the Colorvent. And then there is Blue Hole, very pale blue, a slight yellow tinge. And then there is Blood Falls, again another reddish brown with a bit of a black sheen to it. Then there is Golden Mist, very pale, but I like it. It's a chroma shading ink with a bit of pink hue. Then there is Maven Mission, Tyrian Purple, which has a very black sheen to it, so it looks completely different now that it's dry. Then we have Follow the Water, an ochre color with green shimmer. Am I catching it right? Yes. Okay, that's that. Then we have Polar Night, another chroma shading ink with purple and pink. We have Diamond Planet, somewhat blue-black blue, and with a very small hint of red at the edges, not being picked up by the camera. Then we have Red Aurora, a very bright red with a bit of golden sheening, again not being picked up by the camera. Then we have Cosmic Reef, something that was similar to Sabi Midori, but it's much darker now that it's completely dried, and it has a very intense red sheen. And then there was Golden Airglow, brown with gold shimmer. There was Pink Salt, and then there was Sojourner, which I struggled to describe, a grey called Lunar Black. And last but not the least, we looked at Winter Wonderland, and it's a turquoise blue with light blue shimmer. And at the end, you saw me struggle with the spelling of calendar. Oops, my bad. I'm just laying out all the swatch cards for you guys, so you can take a look at how things have been distributed. Where is 21? Where is... okay, this was the second time I could not locate 21. How embarrassing. Where's 18? Where is 18? Okay, I should have just read Aurora Red. I would have remembered immediately. 15, looking for 15. Right. 14 was there. Number 13. 12. Martian Dust at number 1. Blue Hole at, I think that was number 11. Number 10. Flame Nebula. Snow Angel, number 8. The Glitter Potion over there, I didn't even look at the number. Sun Gazing Comet at number 6. Are there 2 cards there? No, that was just 1. Milky Sea at number 4. Void at number 5. LGM number 7. The Crater. Apollon. Last but not the least, Polar Night. So I'd say pretty good mix of colors. Did not appreciate number 12 and number 1 being so close to each other, but number 12 definitely has a lot more sheen than, sorry, number 12 has a lot more sheen than number 1. Sojourner, and what else? No, not really. Okay, correcting myself. I think those two were the only ones that were really close with each other. I'd say that this is quite a good spread of colors, and I hope you guys enjoyed the video. And yeah, subscribe and like for more. Bye bye.